Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we have to go over a few things here, right? So, we all talk about the Carmelo Anthony situation here and how bad that's been and how bad those people on that side are being. But we're also going to be talking about Austin Metcalf here, or rather, just Jeff Metcalf in this case, because there are things that are going very weird. And I'm not quite sure what is happening, but there are things that I'm starting to question what Jeff Metcalf is doing because this is something that concerns me. Because his own mother and son does not feel at all
Honestly,
the way
don't
that he
know
does,
that.
and due to that, I think that is something that we have to take into account here. Because as I said before, I don't think I can forgive somebody doing this, and there's a lot of things we're going to go over. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have this here from Garbage Human, pretty much saying that Austin Metcalf's father is a disgrace. And it's pretty much just him saying that to all who celebrate Happy Kwanzaa, as we celebrate the principles of unity, creativity, and community, let me say my warmest wishes to your homes. May this festival, blah, 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 blah. Which I don't see how this is necessarily a bad thing, per se. I mean, it's just Kwanzaa. He could be Jewish for all we know. Uh, so I don't see how this is necessarily a bad thing. But this is not something that is I don't see too much of an issue here personally. What I see, granted, guys, this is from 2 days ago, so I'll have a more accurate and full reporting later on today. So you have a bit more of that. We won't be going to as late today, but late enough. So again, we have this here from Adrian Quinn Martin saying, quote from Jeff Metcalf, father of the teen killer at the track meet. The racial stuff I've seen on the site about this is despicable, and I really hate how this site has become a low touch racist mecca. Yeah, another thing Elon completely demolished, which is weird. So the full thing that has been going on and has said is that Mega also requested that social media warriors and those using his son's death to create political discourse, let alone racial discourse, is disheartening. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue. I don't want someone stepping up on their soapbox trying to politicize this. Unless you were there, unless you saw it, don't spread gossip. Well, the thing is that none of us know what truly actually happened, right? All we're doing is reporting on what we know and what is deeming a problem in the black community. Because let me put it this way. This is one of the big reasons and one way where we can actually talk about something on what's going on with the black community. Hate to tell you, Metcalf, but black people know that to stay away from YNs and we and other black people. There are plenty of black people that I have read comments and seen to where they don't even like going to black communities because of how bad it is. So perhaps maybe you should start talking about on why this is a problem. I don't understand how you as a person can forgive the person that immediately assaulted your son. I'm pretty sure, or not assaulted, but unalived your son, because I know that a lot of people in my family, if I was unalived, and I'm black by the way, and all my family is white because I was adopted. A little bit of personal history from me. They would go up in range in arms if I all of a sudden just died randomly because of some black actor or white actor, doesn't matter who they are, and they would be up in arms. And the fact of the matter is that we have to address these problems. I've been trying to say this for so long now that the black people, the black community, the culture is sick. It's messed up. It's not right. And there are things that we have to fix in our culture. And to addressing these things, this is what we have to do, right? So I'm not going to stop reporting on it just because it's gossip, which is not really gossip if I'm just doing reporting. You are seeing other people report on it. You're seeing other news agencies report on this. So why are you going after them? It's really weird. And on top of that, too, you're also going to go on to say, like, what are the other people that have been doing to you exactly? It's really odd. So we have more of this from the Daily Sneed saying that's all that they are, race baiters. Jack Metcalf told the Post, effing people that want to spew their narrative for their own agenda. They don't give a shit about my family, about Karmelo Anthony's family. I want the under superintendent to explain to me how you let this white piece of trash on school property where my son was murdered less than 2 weeks ago. So I would agree in the sense of he's talking about the Jake Lang guy that's there, and I understand that guy is terrible, but I don't understand where you're talking about like we're calling out essentially race baiters. You know who are the race baiters in this situation, Jeff Metcalf? A lot of the race baiters are from the Karmelo Anthony side. A lot of those people are saying horrendous things about your son. They're saying that your son was justified in being unalived. They're saying that you are this or that. They've already like again, you've been swatted already immediately after going to the area. So I don't know what is going on with you, but there's something wrong here, and we need to get to the bottom of this because obviously, out from what I'm seeing from the Carmelo Anthony side, they're playing victim. They're playing like they're the ones that have been victimized by everybody. They're saying that we were attacked, we were threatened, etc., etc. They are also the ones that are essentially swatting you, by the way. At least their fans are. Maybe not the Carmelo Anthony, maybe not the Anthony family in particular, but they in particular, the fans of Carmelo Anthony are swatting you. That's already happened. It's happened again, by the way, which I'll be doing another report on. And then and all these other things, right? So again, it's insane. It's really insane. And by the way, the one with Jake Lang, that was such a small group of people that is inconsequential about it. There was even when Matt Wallace talked about this type of thing or whatever and said tried to do a protest. A lot of people in that section there did not even want to show up to the protest. I specifically even said, and I'm black by the way. Hi Metcalf. That do not go to it because it seems like a trap. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's only creates racial division. So I don't know what we're doing here specifically here because it doesn't seem like you are doing anything of good justice for your son. It seems you're doing more to protect the black people than you are doing to protect your own son that was actually unjustly murdered. So I don't know I don't know what's going on here. And then we have this here, right? The Canadian Patriot said Austin Metcalf's mother and brother disagree with Austin's father's approach to forgive Carmelo Anthony. This family, like many others in the West, is now desperately lacking a masculine protector as the head of the household. Do not yourself to be like Jeff Metcalf. So this is what the mother and son have to say about this.
I heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could. And I just want to see, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. It's just,
Rightfully
just
so.
not fair.
Rightfully so.
That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say is it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid for what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there and in blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point.
I heard your husband say.
Yeah. So again, this is another thing. I don't see how you can be a masculine father. I don't see on how you can be this type of protector, the lover for your son, when you are forgiving the person that literally unalived him. It does not make any sense to me. And the mother and the son do not forgive the person that unalived their son, and rightfully so. And they shouldn't have to. Why should they? I mean, again, it's just like put a bit of history for me, guys. Just a little bit. My father was everything to me, and he's the one that pretty much, I would say, saved me from my life of turmoil and chaos when I was a baby because of what my past life situation was. All right, and with the hospital, what they did to my father after he was there, because they essentially unalived him, was that like it would be the same thing with them trying to give me forgiveness for them unaliving my father, right? Well, guess what? That's not. I have never once forgiven the hospital. I will never forgive that hospital, and they're lucky that we didn't go after their throat. And it wasn't because we did it forgiveness. It was so that we didn't make our father have to roll in his grave because he doesn't like that type of stuff in the first place. We have more respect for our father for that. But it does not mean we respected or cared or liked that hospital at all, period. So that being said, this is a very similar situation. Nobody in our family forgives that hospital. Nobody. So we have a father here that's all of a sudden that's forgiving his son's killer. What's going on here? Like I don't see on how this is productive or good at all, or how you're a strong father when you're doing stuff like this. Again, we have this something that's also weird here, right? This is weird because we have this with John F. Metcalf's handler is Bruce C. Carter. Literally mean handler. He's the head of a PR firm and he's coaching Jet Metcalf. His story is all too familiar. 18 months in the Fed for weapons charges and with some sort of Bernie and Trump borough for undeserved communities. So again, we have this here saying that since 2016, Bruce C. Carter has helped companies and individuals implement their creative visions and fight their battles. Our growing public relations firm is driven by passionate thinkers who work closely with each client to create strategies that produce unparalleled results. We love content and design, but thrive on the data and facts to succeed in the unpredictable world. Goes on to say here, at just 23, Carter was charged with the illegal purchase of firearms after buying guns for an out-of-state friend. He openly disclosed the purchase was on his friend's behalf, unaware that doing so constituted a straw purchase under Texas law. Although sentenced to 5 years probation, he ultimately served 18 months in federal prison after a technical violation. Going hunting with business associates occurred just 1 week before his probation was set to end. So there we go. He has to have weapon charges. In 2016, Carter entered the political arena by founding 2 grassroots movements: Black Men for Bernie and Trump for urban communities, and a bold effort to explore how politics intersects with the daily realities of undeserved communities. Regardless of political stance, Carter's commitment to dialogue, action, and real solutions has earned him widespread respect. And what have you, right? So this is weird, right? I don't know why exactly why you would have somebody like this around you at all. It makes no sense. Now, I was in defense of the handler in my previous video, mostly just due to the fact that I kind of agree with Carter in this aspect, but it's really still weird on how Jeff Metcalf is having this guy around for what reason. It's really, really weird. And of course, we have this here where we have building leaders and breaking cycles right above. This is from Team Black Males Winning. I'm not quite sure what the this even is. But again, too many young black males are being taught that conflict must end in violence. Whether it's a stranger or their own family, the default response has become anger, aggression, and too often a deadly weapon. This didn't happen overnight. Environmental trauma, a culture of dysfunction, and a lack of positive guidance have filled the gap where truth, healing, and leadership should be. Our young men, especially those under 26, are being shaped by absent fathers, low self-worth, social media ties, and music that glorifies destruction over discipline. They're chasing clout. They're chasing money. But they're not being shown how to chase purpose. And let's be clear, I'm sorry, we won't reverse death. Now, I actually agree a lot with this. Right, I actually agree a lot with this. It used to say the Holocaust, though. So, like, as you can see here, it just shows the Holocaust, so that's weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. That's a bit different from what I've been seeing. And as it seemed, WW is not just a program; it's a movement backed by 12 years of research, rich, weird, real-world trials and lived experience, et cetera, et cetera. So again, it's odd. It's odd, right? Especially this here, where you see like he's talking about the Holocaust, which is somehow gone for whatever reason. And then again, we have this here where more people are going after Jeffrey Metcalf, right? More black people or whatever is going after him. Saying breaking 2011, Jeffrey Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, was charged with SA. Despite his criminal history, he is now running a GoFundMe account that has raised over $300,000. We are requesting full transparency regarding this matter. The campaign organizer has a history of being charged with SA crime, and the purpose of the fundraiser is unclear, potentially violating your terms of service. That deserves immediate review. So there are people trying to get rid of him and stuff like that, right? With SA, right? And I don't know. Like, again, whether or not this is true or not, I don't know. It is up to debate. This could be likely possible, and it's really weird. It's really weird. I mean, if he hasn't been charged for something like this is odd. So again, there's this type of stuff that we're talking about that's really weird with Jeff Metcalf. I don't know what's going on. He just appeared out of nowhere, and I think we need to get to the bottom of some of these things. This does not make his son's death even more warranted or whatever, because Austin Metcalf never should have been unalived in that way. But it's weird that Jet Metcalf is doing all this stuff, but his son and wife does not do anything about it. So it has a complete opposite take than what he does. So yeah. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.